It is now Lent, and so we need some meatless dinner ideas. So today I'm going to share a couple of recipes for you, starting off with falafel balls. If you are new here, my name is Addie. I have 4 little kiddos, and my channel, I hope, helps you get some ideas to make your motherhood life a little bit more productive. To start, in our food processor, we are gonna put a half of a yellow onion. We're gonna put 3 cloves of garlic. We're going to put 1 can of chickpeas and a handful of parsley. That is obviously not measured. It's just an estimate. Rosemary, do you want to put in those for me?
Yeah.
I did drain and rinse my chickpeas. I always do that step. I know some people just pour it straight out of the can, but I think it just is better if you rinse it. Go ahead. It's okay, they can mix. After this, we're gonna do a teaspoon of ground cumin and a teaspoon of salt. You optionally can do a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, but since I have kiddos, I am not gonna do that today. And then another thing is a half of a lemon. And one thing I always do, if a recipe calls for half of an onion, half of a lemon, something like that, go ahead and juice the whole lemon. You can store it in something later, because how many times do you come up with a recipe that has that? And if you just do it when you're already doing it, the next time you have to do this, you don't have to go through the process. So this called for half. I'm juicing the whole, and then I can put this in the fridge. For this specific recipe, I'm actually gonna use this in the yogurt sauce that I'm gonna make with it, but you get what I mean. Like, try to make things easier for yourself in the future. Rosemary, you wanna put this in here? Then we're gonna do 4 tablespoons of flour, and that can be regular flour or it could be gluten-free.
Right now?
Yep, you can do it right now. You remember how to level it off? And lastly, we're gonna add a tablespoon of olive oil as well. Go ahead. And then we're gonna whiz it up.
Whiz it up.
And it's okay if it has a couple chunks, but not like big, huge, like 1/4 of an onion type thing, you know? Then we're gonna take a tablespoon cookie scoop, or you could just use a tablespoon measure, and you're gonna put that onto the cookie sheet. If you do not have one of these silicone baking mats, then you're gonna want to oil your cookie sheet, maybe like a tablespoon of oil or something. So you'll put it on your cookie sheet there, and then use the back of it to kind of flatten it into a mini disc. And these are like little mini falafel balls. I'm gonna pop these in the oven 10 minutes and then flip, and then 10 more minutes. They can be nice and close like this because they don't really expand. They're just kind of cooking. The yogurt sauce for this is super simple too. So I'm doing 1 cup of just plain Greek yogurt. I am doing a teaspoon of dry dill because I went to multiple grocery stores to find dill, and it's just kind of out of season right now, so I could not get fresh. If you do or can find fresh, you need a tablespoon of that. Since I couldn't, I'm just using a teaspoon of dry. And then you need the other half of that lemon. And then I used here about a 3-inch piece. I peeled a cucumber and then shredded it. So I'm putting that shredded cucumber in there as well. And really, you can just put this in a bowl and mix it. You do not have to put it in the food processor, but just for like quickness. Done. And then I also just cut up a plate full of add-ins for the pitas. I have asparagus here, I have radish, I have cucumbers, and red onion. So those can be fill-ins with the sauce. And I just have basic pitas that I'll cut in half and people can use to put their falafels and fixins. So easy dinner number 1. The next dinner is even easier. Today we're making quinoa enchiladas. So we're gonna start with almost 2 cups of liquid, like a chicken broth, a cup of uncooked quinoa, 10 ounces of enchilada sauce, and you could do green or red. I'm also skipping 4.5 ounces of green chilies because kids, you know, don't love that necessarily. I'm doing a can of black beans, I'm also going to do a ½ teaspoon of chili powder, a ½ teaspoon here of cumin, a whole teaspoon of salt, and then a ½ teaspoon of pepper. Once I do that, I am going to go ahead and put this on low. This is gonna be a crock pot setting. This is for 3-ish hours on low, and just kind of let it cook. This is just about done here, so this will be your base to your bowl. This recipe says it feeds 4, FYI. And then over here, I just have some of like the fixins that you'll need for it. I've got some rice and just our regular favorite taco fixins: tomato, avocado, onion, cheese, lime, some cilantro, hot sauce, and sriracha, and salsa. For our third recipe, another super easy but super delicious meal. We have this one several times a year. In the pot, I have 2 tablespoons of oil over like a medium heat. And once you get that warmed up, you need 2 cups of red lentils. I prefer the red lentils to green lentils because they're slightly more sweet, but I have also made this with the green lentils and it turns out just fine. So you're gonna kind of cover those in the oil and toast this up for just about 1 minute. Once you have done that, then you can go ahead and add in a 1-inch piece of ginger root peeled. You don't have to chop it up or anything. A teaspoon of salt. 2 cans of coconut milk here. And 1 cup of water. You're gonna give that a really good stir. And then put the lid on and let that simmer for 20 minutes. It's been about 20 minutes and the liquid is almost pretty much fully absorbed, but it still has like a little bit of liquid in there. I don't know if you can kind of see that. But I'm gonna go ahead now and remove that piece of ginger and then replace it with 2 cups of roughly chopped spinach. And I packed those cups so that it was nice and full with lots of spinach. I'm gonna put it in here, mix that together, and basically just keep cooking until wilted, so it does not take very long at all. And that is all. That is the dish. There you have it, 3 really delicious and yummy vegetarian dinners. Let me know in the comments below which one you are most excited to try, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.